Buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster ride of some tasteless humor, lots of heart, and radical truth with two scrappy chicks. Because adulting is hard, but we are thinking that laughing about it is just so much easier. Welcome back. This is Ginger Snaps Reality, and this is the Valley. So we start out with Nia and Danny's house, and Danny is trying to help Nia because she's overwhelmed, and he has this Mr. Milken thing, and he puts it on, and it goes over his shoulder, and then it has an opening to put like a not a well, I wouldn't say nipple, but like a bottle. And then he printed out a picture of Nia and put it over his face because he was trying to get the baby to think he was Nia to have her feed. And poor Nia said for the last 4 years she's either been pregnant or nursing, and she just feels like a big milk machine, poor thing. And their son Asher pulled the picture off of Danny's face and said, "She wants the boob, Dad." That was funny. So, yeah, I mean, Danny tried. It didn't go well. But hopefully, I mean, this was recorded a couple months ago. So hopefully Nia is getting some relief. I, uh, I can relate to her. Like, when I had my daughter, um, I was breastfeeding, but then I had to switch to formula because she just had a suction like a vacuum. And I had to, like, stuff Kleenex in my bra because I was just leaking like you wouldn't believe. And then with my son, I don't think I was producing as much. And it was weird around that time. Women were bringing their babies to the hospital because they weren't getting enough enough breast milk. So yeah, and I was pumping too, and I looked, I'm like, okay, yeah, this isn't going to work. So, I mean, hey, kudos that I tried. And kudos for anyone who tries or chooses not to, don't shame them. Okay, so um, Danny also tells Nia that um, Jason wants to have a talk with him, and Danny's kind of reluctant. It's going to be a boys' night at a cigar place. And Danny said, the damage is done, but he's willing to go and hear him out. So, next, we're at Hammer Nails, and it's a petty place for men. Jason, Tom, and Jesse are getting pedicures. And I don't think pedicures is just a woman thing. I mean, I think men should, because some men have nasty looking feet. So, you know, I think they should get manicures too. Um, I think it's gross if their fingernails have um, dirt under them all the time and just look nasty. So, yeah. And during that, Tom was talking about that they're having a little singles night that he was going to have with Lala and Michelle, which is Jesse's soon to be ex wife. And Michelle was bringing her friend Natalie. And Summer, the girl behind the counter, was listening, and she seemed interested. And Jesse says to her, "Hey, Tom's single," and I cannot remember the bar that they were going to, but pretty much they tell Summer, where it's at and when Tom's going to be there, and she's like, "Oh, I'll be there." Oh, but I forgot to cover that while they're getting their manicure, petty. They got a petty, not the manicure. Jesse was talking about this pet squirrel that he has outside his house, of course. And he said it's very bougie because it loves organic nuts. And he said he got bit by it and he went to go get tested, that he didn't have rabies. And yeah, I thought that was interesting, but kind of cute that Jesse was friending a little squirrel. So then it is nighttime, and Jesse was talking to. Okay, why didn't I put this down here? My writing, I tell you. Um, who the heck was Jesse talking to? I can't remember offhand, but whoever he was talking to, he was telling him that Jasmine told him that Michelle called him a showman. Jesse wasn't too pleased about that. So now, let's see, 1 second. Okay, so Jesse talking about Michelle calling him a showman, that was still in the place that they were getting manicures. So he was telling Jason and Tom that. Okay, briefly we see Lala at her house and looks like she was getting her hair done and her extensions put in, and we see her cute daughter, her youngest daughter, Sosa. We don't see her other daughter, Ocean, because her other parent does not want her to be shown. And, hey, if that's what they say, that's what they say, right? Lala doesn't have to worry about Sosa because she used a donor sperm from a place. So next, we see Michelle, and she wants to convert her ring to a necklace. And they go see Kyle Chan. Lala goes with her. And Kyle Chan we seen in Vanderpump Rules, and I believe he was friends with Tom Sandoval. So that's really nice that she wants to take the diamond and convert it to a necklace, and then she can give it to her daughter later on to use it in a ring if she ever wants to get engaged. Michelle talks about the proposal with Jesse and how they met Jesse, and at first she thought his pictures and his profile were douchey, and she even said douchey, and it was kind of funny. And how the proposal in Paris in 2017 was awesome, and kind of reflects when things were good. So her and Lala kind of connect where they talk about, it's really interesting how you can have these feelings for someone and they change once, you have a kid with them, and then, when things go south, how different you feel about the person. So I can relate to that. So then next, we have Brittany and Kristen and Jasmine, and they got Kristen to go out. They're having dinner, and Kristen is just feeling odd. She doesn't like leaving the house, doesn't like being away from the baby. She's having issues with her body and stuff, just feeling down, feeling like Luke isn't, on the same page as her, helping and stuff, and she's just got a whole lot of feelings, and she got a little sad, went to the bathroom, and came back, and she feels like she's Kristen in a different body, and says she's never going to leave the house, which I can relate. If I didn't have to leave the house to go to work, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's weird. Things happen to you, and then you just don't want to leave the house. The house becomes like your comfort. So I cannot blame her. I totally get it, Kristen. Okay. So then Brittany was talking about Brandon, the guy that she's dating, and And she said she scolded him, please don't start drama with her friends. And Jasmine still thinks that there's a lot of red flags with Brandon. So, next we have the cigar lounge, and we have Danny. He shows up, and Jesse's there, Tom, and Jason, and Luke. Danny declines to drink. He just drinks water because he doesn't want any more rumors starting. And him and Jason were having a discussion. Jason apologized on behalf of him and his wife. Danny said that he's not interested in being friends, and that pretty much and he apologized because Jason said, well, last season Janet didn't feel comfortable because you shut the door in the pantry when she was in there. And he goes, hey, I apologize. So, pretty much, it was civil. I mean, I don't think the guys get as nasty as the girls can when the girls are fighting. And Luke pretty much says, okay, can we at least tolerate each other? And Jesse said, well, time will tell. So, yeah, we'll stay tuned to that and see how it goes. Have not really seen much of Janet and Jason this season. So then they show briefly Zach and Benji are in an adult bookstore. And they kind of got things shaded out, but you can see some of the dirty stuff that they're looking at. And I was like, okay, well, that's why that was a very short scene. And then next, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Next was when we seen Lala getting her extensions in her hair. Okay. So, this is the next scene. Danny goes to Luke's house, and they were talking, and Luke said he screwed up, that he went out for the night, and Kristen had asked that, when you come home, sleep in the bed, I need help with the baby the next day, and Luke screwed that up, and was too drunk, fell asleep on the couch, and he's struggling because he feels like he gets guilted taking time for himself, and that he gave up a lot to move to California, where his family, I think it's Colorado. So, these two, it seems like this season they're going to have a lot of ups and downs, and I hope they can work things out, because I really like them together. So then, next, we have the singles group. Tom, Michelle, Lala, and Natalie. And they talk about the dating apps and stuff that they have gone through. Tom and Natalie go outside to have a smoke, and they talk more about dating. And meanwhile, Michelle and Lala are talking about maybe the best man for them is somebody who's older. And they pretty much talk about what they would like in a relationship. And then that's when Summer shows up. Tom and Natalie had come back in. And the girls are like, okay, who is this? And Tom introduces them that this is Summer from the Petty place that I went to. And then tells Michelle, oh, yeah, I was getting a petty with your ex-husband. And Michelle's like, really? So Michelle thought that was interesting. But then it's funny, Lala was making a comment about Summer, that she had Shih Tzu hair. And Lala's like, oh, I'm so familiar with that. And they flash back to a time when Lala had Shih Tzu hair on Vanderpump. I guess that's when you have like a high pony on top of your head. Kind of like a Shih Tzu that got groomed. So, Lala was telling Tom that he should take Natalie home. And they really weren't enjoying Summer. They were like, why isn't she going away? So I kind of felt bad for Summer that she inserted herself into that group. And they weren't receptive. So then, towards the end, we have Kristen and Luke that are going on a date to get out. Tom and Zach actually gave them a certificate that they would babysit, and Kristen's like, yeah, we better have Brittany here. So it was Brittany, Tom, and Zach all babysitting Kaya. And they already checked on them with the camera. And it was going well because, of course, Brittany was doing the work. The baby didn't seem receptive to the boys. So Kristen and Luke go to a bar and they're playing pizza and darts, and then that's when they kind of get in a heated conversation. And Luke tells Kristen that he feels like she cuts him off a lot and that he doesn't feel respected. Kristen says she doesn't feel respected, so they're both saying that. And Luke said that, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells, and I gave up a lot to be here, and like he doesn't want to feel guilted when he goes out. And, because he doesn't have family here, he's feeling like isolated and lonely. And I guess last year they were having difficulty before the baby was born, and they had couples counseling, and Kristen was saying that she was afraid he was going to leave and that, and he pretty much says, no, I'm not going to, I told you I wasn't. And then pretty much that's where it ends. Kristen walks off, and Luke's like, okay, well, I guess the date is over. So I guess tune in till next week. But like I said, it seems like the Kristen and Luke story is going to be probably one of the major stories covered for the next couple episodes, or maybe throughout the rest of the season. And then probably same with Danny and Nia trying to figure out things. And hopefully Danny got that vasectomy. And they do have a podcast. I have not listened yet, but I'm going to. I like Danny and Nia. So, yeah, The Valley is on Wednesdays. And then tonight I will be watching the next episode of Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and I will be doing my recap of that. So, again, thank you for listening to Ginger Snaps Reality. Till next time.
We love our Scrappy Peeps. So thank you all for joining us and becoming part of our flock. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like us, unfortunately, yo mama. But if you do like us, we look forward to seeing you next time on Two Scrappy Chicks.